Welcome back to Professor Vikram's the maths class, right? Today we are going to discuss a very simple question from 10th standard book or the chapter of linear equations in two variables. The question is there in front of you. Let's take a good look on the question. It's from 10 CBSE exercise 3.2. The taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. Now this is talking about taxi. Now you know in cities and even in the remotest locations nowadays everywhere Ola, Uber, taxi, autos, everything is available, and we daily need to get into that kind of commute. Either you may use an auto or a taxi. So you should know what way their meter functions and how do the calculations happen. So this is a kind of application based question of linear equation in two variable, which is giving you a basic idea about how do the taxi meter or the auto meter runs or functions, you know. So the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge, please mark over here, a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered, a charge for the distance covered. So I can say that there is a fixed charge. The moment you get into the taxi, there is a fixed charge. Like say for example, if you get into auto in Mumbai nowadays, the fixed charge is 23 rupees. So the moment you sit in the auto, even though the auto has not started, you are bound to pay rupees 23 because you've already booked the auto, right? So that's the fixed charge. No matter you go for about 100 meters or 200 meters or 10 kilometers, fixed charge remains fixed. Okay, then along with that there is a charge for the distance covered. How much distance are you covering? You are going at a distance of 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers. Accordingly the meter keeps on jumping, money by money, right? That's the second part. So this particular part, the charge for the distance covered, I can call it as a kind of variable charge, right? There will be a fixed charge per kilometer, but still it is a variable charge because it depends upon the distance covered. So the question says for a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is rupees 105. Passenger A traveled a distance of 10 kilometers and the charge paid is 105. And for a journey of 15 kilometers, another passenger, say passenger B, traveled 15 kilometer journey, the charge paid is rupees 155. What are we expected to find out? We are expected to find out what are the fixed charges per kilometer and charges per kilometer. So what are the fixed charges and charges per kilometer? That is what we are supposed to find out. Now if I talk about real life application, you know, whether you take an auto or a taxi, so in that there is one more charge that is there. That's the waiting period charge. So the digital meter in the auto or the taxi or the cab, you know, which is fixed, it has got three different charges. One is fixed charges, one is per kilometer charge, and one is the waiting period charge whenever your taxi or auto or cab gets stuck up in the traffic, you know. So there is a waiting period charge also. But currently we are not discussing about the waiting period charge. We are discussing about only fixed charge and variable charge. So we are supposed to find out what are the fixed charges and charges per kilometer. So let's see what we are supposed to find out and what is given to us in the question. So always when you start solving a question, solution is the first part that you write down. Presentation makes it really good. Okay, so what is given to us? The charge paid is rupees 105 for a distance of 10 kilometers. So for a distance of 10 kilometers, charge paid is rupees 105, and for a distance of 15 kilometers, charge paid is rupees 155. And what are we expected to find out in this case? So we are expected to find out the fixed charge and the charge paid per kilometer. So we are expected to find out fixed charge is how much and charge per kilometer is how much. So whenever in linear equations in two variable you get any such kind of question, you are supposed to identify which are the two quantities, because we are talking about linear equations in two variables, and here it's very clear the two quantities are fixed charge and charge per kilometer, and that's the reason I'll be taking these two quantities as x and y. So my statement is, let the fixed charge be rupees x and let the charge per kilometer be rupees y. Okay, so I have considered the two quantities as x and y. Now let us move to our condition number 1. Condition number 1, for a distance of 10 kilometers, charge paid is rupees 105. Say for example, if the fixed charge was rupees 20, okay, and you traveled a distance of 5 kilometers, and per kilometer the charge is rupees 10. So what would be your final meter bill? I am repeating again. The fixed charge is rupees 20 and charge per kilometer is rupees 10, and you traveled a distance of 5 kilometers. So 20 rupees is a fixed charge that you are supposed to pay, and 5 kilometers into 10, because 10 is your per kilometer charge, that's 50 rupees. So 50 plus 20 gives you 70. So considering condition number 1 over here, this is my condition 1, I can frame my equation number 1. And what is going to be my equation number 1? Fixed charge. Fixed charge I have taken as x. So that I am any which way expected to pay x, plus there will be charge per kilometer. Charge per kilometer is y, and total kilometer traveled is 10 kilometers. So total amount payable for 10 kilometers, wherein the charge per kilometer is y, would be 10y. Isn't it? And then finally, what did you pay? Rupees 105. So that's the total amount. So you get a plus sign in between, because you're going to pay fixed charge plus the variable charge, charge per kilometer. So that gives you your first equation. In a similar manner, we go to condition number 2, and the condition 2 states 15 kilometers travel. Okay, so 15 kilometers travel, fixed charge remains same, x, but this time you are traveling 15 kilometers. So the charge that you will pay 15 into y, because rupees y is the charge per kilometer. For 1 kilometer it is rupees y. So for 15 kilometers it is going to be 15 into y. So x plus 15y, and the total amount paid is rupees 155. That is your equation 2. Bingo. So once you frame out which are the two quantities, once you understand the conditions and you get the equations, then you know how to solve it. So now we have the two equations. So let us solve these two equations. There are multiple methods that you can use. You can use substitution method, you can use elimination method, right? You can also use Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule is not there for CBSE, but it's there for state board. So we can use Cramer's rule method also to solve and get the variables, the values of x and y. So let us use elimination method over here. X plus 10y is equal to 105. X plus 15y is equal to 155. That's my equation number 1. This is my equation number 2. So if I am solving it by elimination method, first of all, okay, here you will understand the elimination method as well. What is an elimination method? In elimination method, you are supposed to write both the equations together. There are two variables x and y, and then you need to make one of the variable equal to the other variable, so that one of the variables you can get rid of and the second variable you can equate to find out the value. Now here I can see my x and x, the constants are also same, variable is also same. So how can I get rid of this x and x? If I add both the equations, this will become x plus x2x. I cannot get rid of x. But if I subtract it, definitely I can get rid of it. So what I am going to do over here, my operation is equation number 1 minus equation number 2. Now when I am subtracting the equation 1 minus equation 2, so the lower equation signs will change. This is plus turns to minus, plus into minus turns to minus. Why? Because I am subtracting. I am subtracting equation 1 minus equation 2. So each of the terms of equation 2 will encounter a sign change, right? Now this x and x gets cut. 10y minus 15y gives you minus 5y. 105 minus 155 gives you minus 50. So you get y is equal to minus 50 over minus 5. And you know that when there is multiplication sign between minus 5 and y, how do you get rid of this minus 5? You have to divide it by minus 5 on the left hand side. So on the right hand side also you divide it by the same number. That's how you get rid of. So your numerator goes to the denominator without any sign change. Negative, negative, 5 ones are, 5 tens are, and you get y is equal to 10. Once you get y is equal to 10, you substitute the value of y in any one of these two equations and get the corresponding value of x. So substitute y equals to 10 in, I'll take the easy way out, okay, equation number 1. What's my equation number 1? That is x plus 10y is equal to 105. And the value of y is 10. So x plus 10 into 10 is equal to 105. X plus 20, is it correct? No. You should remember that this is the most common silly mistake that most of the students make. They write 10 into 10, 20. 3 3s are 6. You know, such kind of mistakes have to be avoided. Your calculations have to be accurate. 10 into 10 is 100 and you get here 105. So you get x is equal to 105 minus 100. X is equal to rupees 5. So we got two values. X is equal to rupees 5 and y is equal to rupees 10. Both the variables we've got. What is your x? X is the fixed charge. This is your fixed charge that we got. And what is y? This is charge per kilometer. That was the very first part of your question, that what are the fixed charges and charges per kilometer. Fixed charges and charges per kilometer, and we got it. Fixed charge is rupees 5, charge per kilometer is rupees 10. Now once you have the fixed charge and you know the charge per kilometer, it's pretty obvious and very simple to find out whatever distance you're covering, what would be the meter bill on the cab or the auto, right? So the next question is, how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? How much a person has to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometer. So for a distance of 25 kilometer, what is the charge that a person will have to pay? Charge to be paid. Again, I will form an equation. What will be the equation? There is going to be a fixed charge, that is my x, and plus I am going to add the variable charge, that is charge per kilometer. And how many kilometers am I traveling? 25 kilometers, and charge per kilometer is y. So my equation is x plus 25y. And let me substitute the values of x and y over here. X is 5 plus 25 into 10. So you get 5 plus 250, that is equal to rupees 255. That is the amount that you will pay to the taxi driver, cab driver or the auto driver, the final amount. And with this application, I hope that now when you step out in the market and you catch an auto or a cab, you will know that what is the exact amount that you're supposed to pay. Nowadays it's digital meter, so the digital meter is going to tell you how much is the amount. But you know how it gets calculated, right? That is why we are learning math. So math is not for scoring result, it is for understanding our world, how you go about the multiple calculations, and you should be fast enough in those calculations. So these are the basic concepts which we teach you in mathematics so that tomorrow you become the future of this world, a strongest mathematician. Okay, so I'll come up soon with another question. Till then, enjoy this particular sum. Thank you.